Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second annual No One Walks Alone. We thank you all for coming here. I'm going to turn the mic right over now to Jack Campbell, Norfolk Lions, and he's got a few things to say to you.
Good morning, I'm Jack from the Norfolk Lions, and I'm not going to waste a lot of your time, but I did want to just thank everybody for coming and just kind of discuss a little bit about why we're here. I thought it's important to just let folks know what a lot of you already know, that 1 out of 8 women in America are diagnosed with breast cancer. In this past year, 287,850 cases of breast cancer were diagnosed in 1 year. And that's the big picture. That's why we're here. But we as a community, we're here for something a little more local, a little more personal. My good friends, Kelly Penapinto, Bill Hawkins, Jen Cody, and Mike Lemonager and I started this last year because we knew it was something that the community would be interested in, and we knew it was the right thing to do. Everyone's here today because this is personal to you in one way, shape, or form, and we really appreciate you coming out. I personally just, as we plan for this event, I think about Kelly and I think about Megan and her family, and Megan and Mike and their family, and what they go through every day just to battle this and keep a balance in their life and keep things normal, if there is such a thing as normal, for their family and that struggle. It's not just about the money. The money's important, and I'm glad we're doing that, but it's not just about the money. From all of us at the Norfolk Lions, the reason we're here is it breaks our heart to think of anybody going through this struggle on their own. And that's why we're here, and that's why I'm glad you're here. I'm going to stop babbling now and turn this over to Kelly.
Thank you, Jack. So last year, when I found out my neighbor and closest friend was diagnosed with breast cancer, I knew, like many, I wanted to help her. With the support of the Norfolk Lions, we came up with the idea of a breast cancer awareness walk. It has become so much more than a walk, however. It's brought together a community, a support system for Megan and her family, and a sense of hope and love that now encircles their family. Just a few days ago, I was driving Megan's daughter home from cheer practice, and I mentioned the walk to her. She looked at me and said that the walk made her sad. I asked her why, and she responded, "It's because my mom is sick." And yes, while we are all sad that Megan is sick, I want to ensure this little girl leaves here today feeling a sense of happiness and love, not sadness, because we all love her and her family. Together is about celebrating Megan and her strength and letting them know that they are not alone. And they are not alone. In planning this walk, we knew that there were more fighters out there within our community and made it our mission to help them and tell their stories. We found more fighters, more survivors, and more families impacted by this terrible disease. I want to thank our second person here today, Megan Malone, for her being brave enough to stand up here alongside Megan and her family today. Megan was diagnosed with breast cancer just 6 months ago on April 7th of this very year. And while she has no family history, she went in for her typical annual mammogram religiously, and thank goodness she did, because the tumors they found, similar to Megan, would not have been found otherwise. As a result, they caught it early, and following her surgery, which she just had October 4th, she is now deemed cancer-free. Now, her journey is not over. Obviously, she'll have multiple follow-ups, MRIs, and 5 years of hormone treatments, but she is strong and she is healthy once again. We look forward to the day we can celebrate the same for our dear friend Megan, because we know she is a fighter, and if anyone can kick cancer's butt, it's Megan. On behalf of the Norfolk Lions and the community, I want to thank both of these women for being here today. By sharing their stories and being brave enough to stand here, they likely will save hundreds of lives in the process by reminding us that while we all wear our supermom capes, while we work, manage households, get kids to activities and games and activities and more games, we are all human, and we need to ensure that we make ourselves a priority and our health. Thank you to the entire community for supporting these fighters this morning with us. Thank you to the KP Cross Country girls who will start us off with a run. You don't have to be as fast as them either. They're very fast. Thank you to the KP cheer and football teams for coming out to represent. Special thank you to all of our sponsors today. As you pass by their signs out there on the walk, you will see them. All of our donors who were generous to donate to our raffle today. We will be here after the walk, selling more tickets, enjoying some dancing from Exhale Dance Studio. But really, to get us started, because I know we all came here to walk, I was going to turn it over to some of our KP cheerleaders over here, who were going to start us with our Go Fight Win cheer. So take it away, girls.
Go fight, win, ready? Go, 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 go. Fight, 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 fight. Go, go, go. Fight, fight, fight. Go, fight, win. Go, 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 go. Fight, 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 fight. Go, go, go. Fight, fight, fight. Go, fight, win.
All right, outstanding.
All right, I'm going to take the cheerleaders to the front.
Everybody ready to go fight win? Okay.
Why am I waiting so hard? We're going around the parking lot. Sam! Running! Okay. All right, let me see where. I don't know the course, so we can't really run. We'll get ahead of them. Oh, really? Yeah, right. Alex, I feel like everyone's gonna get in that picture. Joe, keep walking. No, picture. Just look at me. Savannah!
Bobby, Aloo, Halibo.
I guess if you're gonna get lost right by the police station is a good way to get.
They're at, they have two, yeah, they must be going to soccer soon. But we had flag football at 8, flag football.
Hey, Adrian, come here.
Last year, I believe it was March 6th of 2020, so 2 years ago now, my neighbor and one of my best friends here in town was diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer, which obviously was very devastating for her family, flipped her world upside down. We all kind of came together and I knew I wanted to help her, so I reached out to the Norfolk Lions and we kind of came up with this idea of doing this walk here in town. So what started off as something that was meant to just kind of help a neighbor and help a friend has really turned into something much bigger. It's turned into a community, it's turned into a support system. We've since found additional fighters out there because we know that it's not just Megan that's impacted, there's many others out there. I think the statistic is 1 out of every 8 women is diagnosed with breast cancer. So we knew there were more people out there, and then we created the name No One Fights Alone so that everybody out there in the community knows that we are there to support them and that they don't have to go through this alone.
This is the second annual No One Walks Alone walk that the Lions have sponsored, and we did it last year and not knowing that this would be an annual event, but the community response was just so great and the need was so great. We just found a lot of folks that really need help, and we think the awareness is important too. And I think that's probably the best part of this is not only are we raising funds for families in Norfolk and in our community, but we're raising awareness about cancer and breast cancer specifically. So it's a win-win, and we're just really glad that the community's embraced this the same way that we have.
if there is still people out there fighting that we don't know about and aren't recognizing here today, please definitely reach out to us. We do have an email for the event. It's events@norfolkmalions.com or .org. And we would love to hear from people. The more that you are brave enough to share, the more people that you are going to save down the road, because we're really stressing to people, especially, the moms out there that are the superheroes, going on carpools, getting kids to school, going to work, just doing so much. We often forget about ourselves. So really the message we want to get out there is just to make sure you're putting your health first and foremost. Go to your annual mammogram. It's just so important.
I just really appreciate the folks that have come out to support this, and I wanted to re-emphasize the fact that you can still donate to this event. There's a portal on the Norfolk Lions website, and it'll remain open past this event. There are other subsequent events going on that we can actually continue to donate and continue to raise funds for. So if you didn't get out today and you're seeing this in November, there's still a website. You can still donate to help folks in town.
I can't say enough about the Lions. I was just a resident, very active volunteer in town, but after this walk happened, the first thing I did was went and joined the Lions organization. I'm now on the board, I'm the vice president, so I've, the support, they won't say no to anybody. So they just are the most caring, giving people. They put the community and the people in it before anything else.
I'm not surprised by the community involvement, but I'm definitely enthused by it. It's just so fantastic to see the turnout. The weather doesn't hurt. We've had, for the second year in a row, we've had great weather for this. But yeah, everybody in town, and not just in town, in the community, the surrounding towns too, Rentham, Plainville, Franklin, they just embraced this event and this need.